Are you feeling down at all?
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Bored.
You're bored. Okay. What do you normally do to entertain yourself? What do you like to do?
What do I like to do?
Well, he can tell me. What
I
do you
like
watch?
to,
Do you
I
like
like
to
to
likes
go
to
to
party.
lunch.
What
He likes to go to
normally
lunch.
do? Hold
I like to
on.
go to lunch.
Socialize
I like
and
to
drink.
wine.
So you're getting out of the house.
there
You
he
hear
is.
what I'm saying?
Every day.
Okay, so
It's like, want to go to lunch?
It's not fresh. It's past lunchtime now.
all right. So you like to get out. You get out of the house every day.
Yeah,
That's what you're telling me. And that's been pretty consistent.
Go to lunch almost
does
every
it every
day with a
Every
friend of
day.
mine.
That's good. And are you able to get up and walk normally? With
Yeah.
you have good enough strength?
Yeah.
Do you need anything to help you walk, like a cane or a walker right now?
I have
Or
a cane.
do you use it?
Oh yeah.
Because some guys don't use it.
Huh?
Some men don't like to use those things.
Oh, I
they get
don't mind.
stubborn about it. So you
I
don't mind.
I
It
don't
took him a
mind at
while.
all.
Yeah, it's hard.
He's got a
So-
whole bunch of them now.
Okay,
Right?
so you get
Yeah,
up.
he gave it to me for
How's
Christmas.
your,
Yeah.
Let me
years
ask-
ago.
how's your appetite?
I don't have much of an appetite.
But you still go out to lunch every day.
Yeah.
You just like to get out of the house.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds like you're a social
Yeah.
creature. Okay. What else do you like?
We know why he's going to lunch.
What else do you do?
What else?
When you're not having lunch, what else do you do to pass the time?
Oh,
Watch baseball games.
TV. Yeah, watch baseball.
Golf.
Read.
He likes watching movies.
Read.
He discovered Netflix.
Watch TV.
Okay.
Read a little bit.
Okay.
Uh,
Are you sleeping more than you normally do?
uh,
Do you do a lot of sleeping now? A lot of extra sleep?
yeah.
Okay. So you're kind of tired.
Yeah.
Okay, I
I
get
take
it.
a nap almost every day.
Hi, this is
Sorry.
Stephanie. She's my other part of the team.
Oh.
Nice to meet all of you.
Hi.
Hello.
We have to go around the room one more time, guys.
Oh, my
start
bad.
start there.
This is my wife, Beatrice.
Hi, Beatrice. Very nice to meet
I'm
you.
Patrick.
Hi, Patrick.
Skip.
Skip.
Nice
This
to
is
meet
only
you.
some of
Awesome.
them.
Yeah. Jackie.
Hi, Jackie. Nice
Hi,
to meet
nice
you.
to meet you. Oh, I thought there was somebody behind me.
Oh, no.
There is.
Oh, there is.
Sarah.
There
Sandra.
is.
Sandra.
Ryan.
Ryan.
Okay, we
hi.
got a lot of peanut gallery here going on.
Okay. Right on.
So we got indigestion from all this radiation and
Oh.
fatigue. That's pretty normal for going through radiation. And he likes to go out to lunch every day, not eating a lot, not so hungry, but a social butterfly. Likes to watch sports on TV, doing some extra sleeping. So you have, you would say that overall, given your limitations, do you think you have quality of life?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. If
Good.
it wasn't for her, I wouldn't.
Aw.
Well, how'd you end up with someone that pretty? What did you do right?
I don't know. Was lucky.
It
How
was
long you been
definitely
together?
Yeah.
8 years.
How long?
8 years.
Is he a keeper, you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He must be okay.
Yeah.
He's got a beautiful smile. Charmer.
He's very well liked.
Good. What'd you do for work, for your career?
I
Oh
managed
my God.
Chamber of Commerce so last 13 years,
Oh, cool.
and before that I managed a couple casinos in Gardena.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're a doer.
Mhm.
You're a doer.
Yeah.
You like to do.
He's an
Oh,
active
yeah.
member
Very
and actually president of the South
active.
Bay Lions Club. They're
Okay.
Lions members. It's a big
Okay.
part of
Yeah.
this.
You got a lot of people. You got a lot of support.
Yeah, she wouldn't tell the Lions where he's at.
I told him.
Oh, you did?
You did. We're gonna have to get security to block them out. They come in troves.
We
Yeah.
gotta put those 2 security guards in front of the door.
Okay, so
Just for Wayne.
I'm active in the Lions Club. Yeah, both she and I. Not as much as we should be. Yeah, I've been involved in a lot of local activities.
Journalist.
So,
you got a lot going on.
yeah.
So what's going on with this cancer stuff?
Well, I don't know.
You tell me. What do they tell you?
um,
Thank you.
well, I was having problems with my stomach,
Yes.
and my primary doctor said, we gotta find out what's wrong.
Uh-huh.
And so he sent me to get a endoscopy.
Mm-hmm.
And it was at the endoscopy where they found the cancer.
Yes.
And they found a tumor, which was malignant. And then next to the, they wanted to know whether I wanted to go for chemo, radiation, or surgery. And I selected surgery. And they took it out, and everything was fine, but they said it'd be a good idea if you were to do the chemo or the radiation to prevent the cancer from coming back.
And when was that?
And when was that? Oh,
Gosh.
a couple of months ago.
Few
Couple
months.
months.
Oh, yeah.
Wait,
And-
wait until
my
I do
understanding-
this.
The
My
I just
surgery,
wanna
understanding
say-
is
I
I saw
wanna
some
hear-
small specks
Yeah,
of
I just want to
cancer.
hear from him. So I
the
get where he's
surgery
coming from.
was January the 20th.
Yes, it was, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you had that, and then you went to radiation,
Yeah.
okay. And how long has the radiation been?
Well, I went for about 3 weeks.
Okay, it's a lot,
Yeah.
it's a lot.
Yeah.
Knocks you right on your butt, doesn't it?
And that heart rate. Ooh.
Okay. So what's going on now then?
Nothing.
What are you thinking? What you thinking? What's the next
What
step?
am I thinking?
Yeah, what's the next step?
I want to get well, get back home.
Okay, you wanna get what? That
Get
sounds
back
like a
to
good plan.
My,
You're.
my way of life.
You need some water, Dad?
Dad, you need
He's
some water?
talking a lot, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need some
are
water?
gonna
You
need
want some
at all?
water or anything? Are you okay?
You're okay? Okay.
Favor whenever this starts going. Just press this.
Don't press the wrong button, dude.
No, there's a silence button or something.
Are
What's
you,
this one
you know
do?
what his
Give me a
arm?
minute to do that one.
Straighten that arm for a second.
Huh?
Straighten that arm.
The
That's
what?
what it is.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, can you straighten that arm?
Oh, that's why it's beeping.
If you're pinching it, it's gonna make that
Makes that
line.
noise.
Lock.
He is
Oh.
locking it.
Okay.
Keep your arm down, just for a little while. There.
Yeah,
Okay.
they had to have in order to get the thing in, they had to have
Ultrasound.
what do they call it?
Ultrasound.
Oh, yeah, ultrasound
Oh, the pick team.
guy come down to find,
Yeah,
The
I've
pick
heard all about
boys.
to
The pick
find,
boys, I call
to find the vein,
Oh, pick.
you know,
You told me something different.
to put this in.
them. You got a bunch of rascals in here.
We get it from him.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I can see it.
Something about apples and trees, I don't know.
So right now, your goal is to go home. Do you need more treatment?
Huh?
What did they tell you if you need more treatment?
They didn't.
So what did they tell you about your cancer treatment?
They didn't.
I don't know, since he quit going, I don't know what they told him. I know what they told him he was supposed to do, but I don't know.
The best
What-
note taker
what
in the
the-
world. I think she has an answer.
Dr. Enright told me yesterday that they don't recommend he do any more treatment.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that it is still at stage 1,
Mhm.
but they don't recommend it, and he cannot take the anticoagulation medications
Right.
anymore.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah, I got all that.
Okay.
So, okay, so here's my worry. I want to support whatever you want. What do you think? Should we support him?
Well, of course.
Okay, all
That's why we're
right.
here, yeah. I know.
You guys are Weisenheimers. You're bringing out my Weisenheimer in me. Just want the nurse to come here and fix that. It's driving me. So, knowing that you have the cancer and it's early, and you made a decision right now, well, you didn't make a decision, your body can't handle a lot more of that stuff. I think we need to be careful about how we take care of you when you leave, right?
Yeah.
So maybe we should talk.
Well, you know, the radiation people told me there's a 60% chance of the cancer coming back in my esophagus.
And there is some probably still there, right?
Yeah,
But it's,
but then I got to thinking, I'm 87 years old.
I thought you were 86.
Almost 87.
He's almost.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
You're
His
86.
birthdays are about 6 months in lead.
Yeah.
You're
and,
86.
And
Don't rob yourself
I
a
can
year
live.
early.
I can live with whatever happens, whatever comes along. If cancer comes along in 2 years, fine. You know, I'll deal with it then. You know, I've lived a good life.
I'll say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got so much love in this room. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's amazing.
Anybody need any Kleenex?
You
There's
do.
the Kleenex.
Yeah.
You got a lot of love, Steph.
I was gonna say, all jokes aside,
Yes.
I do think you have a wonderful group of people around you. I'm just gonna sit right here.
Get on the
It
bed.
sounds like you do have a wonderful group of people, and it sounds like nobody knows exactly what's gonna happen next for you.
Right. Yeah.
But I think we could probably also think about focusing on your quality of life
Right.
and trying to do the things that you can do and help you live as well as possible for as long as possible, but knowing that some things we might not be able to fix, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of what you're saying. Right?
Well, I don't. You know. Well, my thinking is just as you said. Get back to quality of life that I'm used to.
Mm-hmm.
And let it go at that, and then whatever comes up, I'll deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
How do we do? The question we want to figure out is how
Huh?
we want to figure out how we help you and your family best achieve that goal.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
So I think that's what we want to get at, and understanding what's important to you in your life.
yeah. Well, yeah. I want to, you know, eventually I want to go home,
Mm-hmm.
and I realize that in my condition, I can't do that right now.
Right now.
Not
I
yet.
need rehab. I need to get my strength back, and then I'll figure out what to do about, you know, having somebody live in the house with me.
Who do you live with?
Huh?
Who lives in the house?
Just me. Well, I've got a nephew that's supposed to move in the 1st of May, but I don't know if that's going to work or not.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be a challenge for you to be home alone. I understand wanting the privacy and
Yeah,
being alone. I
it
like
will
that.
be whether he's there or not.
I think that we're gonna, maybe we can all put our heads together and find a better plan. So,
Yeah.
because if you really, I don't want you to go home and be alone and then have you fall down and not be able to get up.
Yeah, I don't want that.
I don't think anybody wants that,
No.
right?
No, and I'm not looking forward to that.
You being
That's why I
realistic, you
want
think?
to go to rehab and get some strength back, and so I'm able to get around and do the things that I did before.
What kind of things?
Oh, he was talking all about the
Just, you know,
social butterfly.
Normal
Yes.
things.
Lunch.
Lunch.
He's big into lunch,
Right.
Yeah,
Is it-
but he
yeah.
doesn't like to eat. But he's big into lunch right now.
Yeah.
That's okay.
His best buddy.
He's been eating lunch with him every day for how many years?
Oh,
Oh,
that's
gosh.
nice.
Where do you go for lunch? The same place?
No.
Usually, yeah.
Where?
We have a,
Gardena.
well, on Mondays
Monday we
today,
go to
today it would be Lamelli's.
Melly's.
It's an Italian
It sounds Italian.
restaurant.
Heartburn.
Tuesday it'd be Lazy Dog.
Oh, there you go.
Wednesday is Marie Callender's.
Gotta have pie.
Thursdays is
Not so much
Tribal
for the pie.
What is that?
Japanese restaurant. Friday is Cherry Stones.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
What day is Tony's?
Oh,
Yeah,
Sunday,
I
I
thought
think.
Tony's.
What happened to
Tony's is
Tony's
for
on
the
the
weekend.
piers?
No,
That's
Tony's not.
Saturday or Sunday.
Oh,
He
yeah,
has
they're-
boycotted Tony's for a long
Yeah,
time.
Daughter
Saturday
asked
and
me to
Sunday.
record this.
Oh,
right
Saturdays is
now.
Tony's?
Tony's and Barney's Beanery.
That's Saturday.
Barney's
They all
Beanery.
Barney's Beanery.
That's how they
downtown?
changed
Yeah.
it.
What
They
a
changed
hipster
the
you are.
Here,
You're quite a
down there.
hipster at
Yeah.
Barney's Beanery.
Very good.
And all the waitresses know him.
Oh, I'm sure they do. So I think that sounds great. I think that maybe we need to set some different goals for now, though, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm
Yeah.
A
wondering
little
if,
bit.
if when you talk to the doctors, what they think about the possibility of your getting stronger. Do they
Yeah.
think that's very realistic, or do they worry about that? I don't know.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have to wait and see, and I think that when you do leave the hospital, we have an outpatient team,
Mm-hmm.
and they kind of do what we do. They keep an eye on you. They come visit you wherever you are, and they do your pain and symptom management, and they kind of help you along, you know.
Yeah,
And they're there to keep things going. And if things got worse, they're there to help you. But hopefully, you get a little bit better. But I think, you know, like you said, given your age and all you've been through, we need to be cautious and make sure you're in a good, safe environment and that you're comfortable.
yeah,
Because I want you to be comfortable. I don't want you to have pain or difficulty breathing, and we can easily treat that,
yeah.
right? And there's a lot of other ways to help you. Okay?
Uh-huh.
What do you think? Are you will? So it sounds like you've already got your mind around. You understand you're not going home first, right?
What?
You understand you can't go home, right?
Yes, I
Okay.
understand that.
So we don't have to argue. I love it.
Yeah, 'cause that was a challenge.
Yeah.
Dr. Enright
Okay.
said you're gonna have to work on that, persuade him when he
I
told me this
want
morning.
to eventually go home,
Yeah.
but in the meantime,
You got a ways to go.
yeah. You say I don't want to fall down, not be able to get up again.
And I would hate the thought of you being uncomfortable and by yourself in the house.
Yeah,
And I think you're too social to be at home alone. You need to spread that personality around.
yeah.
And you can see how you do when you're at rehab. You'll be able to tell if you're getting stronger as long as you participate in the therapies as much as you can. You'll be able to tell how you're gonna do, I think.
Yeah.
How much have you been, did you eat lunch today?
Uh-huh.
What'd you have?
Oh,
Button. Button.
what did I have? Cream of chicken,
So you were able to eat it? Did it hurt when you're eating?
yogurt,
Okay.
and pudding.
So you're able to swallow okay then?
Yeah.
Good.
Tonight I'm going to try for the first time to have solid food.
What are you gonna have?
I don't know. They'll surprise me.
I'm gonna not, I want you to take it really easy because that area is.
will.
Oh,
Believe
hear
me,
me
but
out,
I
mister.
don't have an appetite. Forgive me.
Hear me out, man.
Yeah,
No, I worry about if you have really solid food and it scrapes things up again.
yeah.
You gotta be careful.
I don't even eat the soft food. You know, maybe I'll take a couple of sips and that's it.
Okay. Well, we have to be careful with your diet because it is kind of,
Yeah,
you got some ulcerations down there from the radiation.
yeah.
Some people get like difficulty swallowing, so that's why I'm asking. And it sounds like you're able to
So
swallow.
what?
Some people, with radiation, some people get pain when they swallow or they feel things stuck. And it sounds like you're not having that. Am I correct?
No, I'm not.
Okay. And right now it's just a shortness of breath and some indigestion?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
What are your concerns? What are you worried about when you think about
What
the
I'm worried about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've heard what you're hoping for.
Stephanie opened up the
Yeah.
can.
What are you worried about?
Grab a
She
chair.
opened it up.
I'm worried about. I want to go home,
Yeah.
and I worry about it. I want to return to a normal life.
What is a normal life?
Huh?
What's a normal life?
Like I told you,
Being able to walk and go to lunch, take care of yourself.
my girlfriend,
Uh-huh.
we take trips now and then. You know,
Yeah.
we've got one coming up to Vegas.
When is that,
In
May?
May?
Yeah, May, Vegas trip,
Yeah,
the date.
He was still driving and stuff as well.
yeah.
Yeah, he drives the
Yeah, I'm
lunch.
surprised
Yeah.
that hasn't come up yet, driving his car. His car, I mean, he drives, he doesn't have somebody picking him up, he doesn't do Lyft or Uber.
Oh, you can I don't think you can drive for a while. Don't hate me for it. You're gonna hate me for this, but you can't be driving right now.
Why?
Because your son said so. No,
Yes.
because You
Your
may be,
sons.
you're,
the
I
family-
said it.
We
for
did
right
say it
now,
for
it's
a
because
long
of
time.
safety.
Well, right now,
But
I
right now,
understand
it's already the
But-
middle of April.
huh?
And it's already the middle of April.
Yeah,
So May's right around the corner, and I think that,
Oh,
We
we're
just need-
flying.
okay.
yeah, we're flying.
Okay, well, I'm not, we'll talk later, but I think driving can be a little tough when you're not feeling good, because you have to be so aware, as you know. And if you have indigestion or something could happen
Or if you're weak,
if you're weak and tired.
you can
Yeah.
But
drive.
I'm not gonna pick on you right now.
Well, you told me recently that you didn't think you're gonna be driving much longer anyways. So he knows that could be, you know,
Yeah, he knows, but does he know?
cause you might not pass your driver's license coming up
I know,
anyways.
yeah.
That's in August.
Cause
I'm
you're
not
right,
sure
Dylan.
who
I
told
started
me if
that.
it
You
was
know what?
Zach or someone mentioned to me that just a couple weeks ago, I think maybe it was you, Jackie, maybe one of the neighbors was walking
I was just
by
gonna bring that up.
and he
What?
was asleep in the car in the driveway.
He doesn't get
And
all the way out of the
That's
vehicle.
not the first
With
time
the
that's
door
happened.
open.
That's happened
And
periodically
A
for
neighbor
quite a
thought
few
that
years.
he
No more driving,
had
Dad.
a heart attack.
Okay, I think, you know what, right now, I agree, but right now, baby steps.
Yeah.
Right now you're
You're going to
you're,
rehab.
You're in.
Yeah, right now he's in the hospital, so he's not driving
You're
today. So
in-
That's
You're
right.
with us. You're not going to be driving today.
we don't
Not
need to worry
today or
about
tomorrow.
that today.
You know, I'm wondering what if there's anything that anybody else is worried about.
Yes,
Or
I
thinking
think
about
there
or
is.
questions.
I
you
think
have.
we should get it all out.
Yeah.
What?
Nobody's saying a word.
Well, I have thoughts about how long do you think the rehab will take, and why? What is the purpose of the rehab?
That's a great question, and usually, well,
That's not gonna be a question.
I think the question is how much potential rehab you can do with, you've at a certain age with a level of illness. They'll work with you with physical therapy and occupational therapy to maximize any strength and mobility that you might have. So they may do that over a week or two.
Is there an expectation as to what?
What you might be able to achieve.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's when the physical medicine rehab team comes in and they do a good job with that. And they will be measuring, and it's not going to be easy. They will make you exhausted with what you're going to have to do. And they will push and push to see what strength you can gain back. But I find it helpful because little things like being able to get on and off a toilet, some
Yeah,
activities, basic stuff is helpful. But I think it's going to only bring it to a certain level because you do have an illness that's draining you too. So I think that we'll be watching over 1 to 2 weeks to see how much progress you make. And you're going to get tired.
Because, for instance, some people would say, if you get to rehab and it turns out that you're not getting as strong as you'd like to be, and you'd rather be at home and not spend your time in rehab, then we might have a different conversation and think about the kind of support you would need to go home.
Yeah,
Even if you're
so-
not as strong as you want to be.
Right. So that changes the expectation and
Yes.
the right, and the way you manage that expectation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's a terrible idea. I just don't know how much strength you will get back. I hope a little bit, but we're going to see. And you may decide you don't like it so much. It's a lot of work, and we'll have to see how much strength you can gain.
That makes sense.
Well, and with what Skipper's saying, it's obvious, right, that we're gonna have to bring somebody into the house to be there.
If he
So we're
goes
gonna have to
home,
talk
yes.
about how we're gonna do that. He obviously wants to go home. So I mean, when he gets
He needs somebody there 24 hours.
right, yeah.
Does that
And-
person have to be
Yeah,
a registered
professional.
nurse?
No.
No, there's bonded caregiving agencies.
That's like my buddy.
Yeah.
So we still have. I noticed you said if he goes home. So I noticed that this is going to be a process. It's going to
Oh,
take some
yeah.
time, and we don't know where that
It's not
process is
ready
going
to
to
go
take us to. Till we can
We
make
know
some
he's not
determination
ready
as
to go.
to the whole home deal.
And you're going to have
There's
to
still gonna
have
be
his
some time
house
for that when
set
we
up.
get to that
Is it
point.
a multi-level, single level?
It's a single
Oh,
level.
Got
And to go with-
actually, it's got
Yeah, to go
stairs.
with that,
Yes,
our,
steps.
So there
our
are
son,
steps.
We had, we have something.
do they know about that yet?
I think some do.
I remember you
I
mentioned
think
before.
Skipper might not.
Zach, our
This one's
boy,
going off now. Is that because his arm is still
Oh,
Straighten your arm.
straighten your arm out, Dad.
your arm? Put it down.
Huh?
Put your
Put
arm
your
down.
arm down, your right arm. Zach, Dad, his club.
I think Zach
No,
told him
something's
about it yesterday.
Okay. Well, our son is in a club that is all veterans. Our son is a
And
vet.
they're a nonprofit
several vets in here,
organization
but-
that takes care of veterans and their families. And
No
because-
charge. They go in and they'll do
Are you a
the
vet?
house.
Yes,
Yeah,
he
he's a vet.
is.
Oh,
And because he is a vet as well, they are gonna come in and put in any railings,
Railings and
any,
Free of
everything,
charge. You
anything
change
that
the whole house.
we need to make a
does he have VA
list.
benefits?
Yes, he
Yes.
does as well.
Yes.
And that's
So-
another thing
so
we
they
will
can
do
have
a lot
of that
as well.
Well, that's the other thing. The case manager can draw on some of those benefits for some
Yeah,
of us.
sure.
So we should utilize everything.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we kind of touched on it at the beginning.
So
Right.
he's willing to, as soon as we know, if it goes to rehab and if he's coming home, we can have them go in there, or if we know he's going to be coming home at a certain point, and go in. Zach and his buddies will go into the house and they'll redo the whole house,
And they'll do whatever
Ramps,
things
bars.
need to be done.
That's fine. But,
bathroom, all that stuff.
and they can have somebody come assess the home situation to see what you need.
Tell
but
us what we need, right?
yeah, I think that over time your care needs will dramatically increase.
Mhm.
If we're not treating with radiation anymore,
So
and this is coming
Where
back,
are we going? Yeah.
over
Yeah,
time
yeah,
it
I
will be
understand
more
too.
and more.
Right.
Right.
But I
So it
don't.
may be an out-of-home deal actually as well.
Well,
There could be home care.
I think if it's important for you want to be at home, as long as there's enough support with caregiving around the clock.
Yeah.
And I think that if you went home and you down the road, this is something to keep in your back pocket. I think something that you might benefit from in the long term is something like hospice services. And I wonder if
When you get to
anybody's
that point.
talked about that before. That's an extra layer of services. They're available 24/7, but that's something to think about
Right.
later on moving forward.
Yeah.
So this is the
Understand.
precursor to that. Hospice care would be. They're usually what, 6 months?
Or sometimes
Well,
more.
could be-
It's
Sometimes
more.
longer. It depends.
Jose
I've
was
had
there.
people on
was
and
there
off for a
for-
couple of years.
Yeah,
Oh,
Jose
really?
Jose was there
So-
for Frankfurt Hospice.
So you can be in it and then out of it, and then
Yes.
back in it.
Yep.
Some people graduate and then come back. It's a whole thing that we can
But
talk
that would be
about.
completely different from what we're talking about.
It's completely different than rehabilitation.
Right.
It wouldn't
And
include any of that, or it would.
what? Hospice is not about rehab. It's
Right, it's
really
just-
Just try to make them
It's
comfortable.
the
Yeah.
comfort of
Yes.
living.
equality.
Just managing.
Jose,
their-
the guy I was talking about with Frank was given 6 months.
Right.
And Jose came and ended up living there for 2 years.
Okay.
But he was there 24 hours.
So there's two different
And,
things, right? Hospice services are one thing. That's something that's 100% covered by Medicare. That's
Right.
all of the medical care related to his comfort and quality of life. Equipment like a bed if he ever
Mhm.
needed oxygen, all the nursing visits overseen by a doctor, social worker, chaplain. That's all part of anybody's insurance benefit. It's 100% covered. They're not in the home 24/7. So regardless of which path he's taking coming out of rehab, you will need to have a caregiver. Now, some VA benefits have something called aid and attendant care. So that's an underutilized VA benefit.
Mm-hmm.
It's called aid and attendant care, and you have to kind of find out from the VA if he's eligible for that because it's something
Exactly.
that would really
It's
be
huge.
helpful to him. So
I don't
that
think-
might
yeah.
help defray some of the cost of the in-home caregiving.
And I'm not so sure if he's not eligible just yet for hospice care. I don't believe
Did you get
so.
that last part, Sandra? Thanks.
Yeah, we're not
Yeah.
there just yet.
Okay.
But I'd like to hook up the outpatient palliative care because they're kind of a bridge.
For sure.
They're a bridgeway between
Okay.
And they can kind of help you know
when you're ready.
when they visit what kind of things would be helpful to you along the way. Like, hey, it looks like this symptom is kind of getting a little bit worse, or this is kind of doing this. Maybe we can kind of shift some things around, and then they'll help you prepare for whatever steps kind of come along the way.
Makes sense.
So it's a process.
Take a
I think I
baseball
agree
bat
with what
to
you're
it.
saying.
The nurse should come in and fix the bag's empty. Okay. What branch of the service?
Go
What-
Navy.
Woo!
You're a second Navy vet
You're a
today,
sec-
actually.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Uh-huh.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I got one of those.
Do you?
Not with us anymore.
Oh.
He's at Arlington.
Huh?
He's at Arlington Cemetery with his buddies.
Oh. Was
Um,
he in the Navy?
What?
Was he in the Navy?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all right.
But I love the Navy.
Yeah.
I like aircraft carriers. They're pretty cool,
Yeah.
huh? There you go.
I was on a heavy cruiser.
Were you really?
Yeah.
Okay, I won't do it again. The last time I got all into like talking about jets and cruisers, and
I was on an
I'm a
aircraft
weirdo. Were you? I'm a weirdo. I'm a
My
little
dad
bit of
was too.
carrier. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, you fit right in with us.
a F-18,
Yeah, nice.
intruders, stealth.
Yeah,
So
awesome.
where do I go from here?
good question.
That's a really good question. And once things are looking a little bit better, they're going to look at where you can get a little bit of rehab before you go home.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to tune you up a little. I want to tune you up and make sure you're comfortable
Yeah.
before you get out of here. So that's why I was asking about all the stuff about your pain and all that.
Uh-huh.
And we got to get you to stop pooping blood. I don't like
Yeah,
that. The
I
black
don't-
stuff's not cool,
I
right?
don't either.
But that should ease up.
I bet.
And I'm sure
long,
Jackie would
Good
like
for
you to stop
anybody.
too.
so how long before he goes to rehab, do you
I have to
think?
talk to Dr. Enright would know more about. I gotta get the nurse in here. I'll have to see because I don't know. Let me see what else is left, and we want to make sure the bleeding's
All right,
stable.
got it.
We don't want to send him out too soon.
Understand.
Yeah, it's already pushed.
Yeah, it's gonna drive him crazy if it's
It's
doing
gonna
that.
dry.
Oh,
it's-
yeah.
No, they need to
Yeah.
come in. Well, I'll go get on my broom
So,
after I leave here.
So I'll be here a couple more days.
Yes, you lucky dog.
Jeez.
Oh my goodness.
Don't sound so excited about the whole
Look, you have a window.
Yeah, I know.
Don't jump though.
Got trees and everything.
Yeah, hey, open the blinds.
You're all. It's like you're at the beach. It's like you're at
Open
you know,
the
eating
blinds.
lunch.
There's
at
like
the
a
beach.
veranda right here.
Yeah.
You're good.
May I help you?
Yeah, can you come please fix the IV? It's been beeping for quite some time.
I'll get the nurse.
Guess that's it. Maybe.
Well, they're very good here.
That's the person at the
Nurses
desk.
are
Can't
very
cover.
good.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Kara's great. What's that?
That's the
The
sound of the
sound of the
beach.
ocean.
Ocean sounds.
Are you feeling relaxed?
Can I open up the window, get a little wind coming in here?
Yes.
That's right.
We just need to get you a
They are
noisemaker.
great.
Isn't that nice? I'm like you. I want to be at the ocean.
He likes Tony's.
That's why I like
They're
so.
great, but I want to get out of here.
I
He
tried.
goes, nice try.
I tried to charm you. It didn't work. I'm sorry.
I had a question that we had discussed. Can we, I believe you guys can bring someone in to help us redo his power of attorney, his medical power of attorney?
So you can, I can bring you a form, an advance directive, and he can fill it out, naming a durable power of attorney, and you can get a mobile notary to come to the hospital.
The other option is, and we can also do the pink form, the pulse.
That's actually a good idea. A pulse form is a physician's order, and it's like a version of that doesn't require it to be notarized necessarily, but that is really specifies the type of care he would and wouldn't want. I know that probably doesn't want to be on life support, things like that. It sounds like you've had those discussions before. But for the durable power of attorney, that sort of names his medical decision maker. That's an advance directive. But when you can put a contact on the pink form as well, and it's not necessarily the same as an advance directive. Anyway, so
Yeah, Jamie
I
actually
think the-
mentioned the pulse. to
I think
me
the pulse
yesterday.
form's the best, just
Okay.
because
Probably.
Yeah,
it goes across healthcare settings.
his granddaughter, who's a nurse, mentioned that to me yesterday. And
Where's
yeah,
she
they
at?
Explained.
Is she
she's
local?
Yeah, sort of.
She's
Sort of.
getting
Not
moved
really.
to. She was in. I forget where she was, but she's moving to Riverside right now.
Oh.
The hospital in Riverside, but she
She
lives
was
in Paris.
Downey, but
Oh,
she
okay.
lives in Paris.
So
yeah.
let me ask you this. Rehab,
Yes.
yeah. Do you know specifically where I'm gonna go?
Not
We
yet.
have to figure that out, Dad.
Oh. And
I'm
do-
not smart
do-
enough for all that stuff. I just do the medicine
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, okay.
We'll
There's
have to-
peop-
we'll have
the
to
people
decide,
here-
Dad.
Yeah, the people here will, there's a whole team that will work with your family to go look at places and that kind of stuff, okay?
We'll make a group decision where
Yeah.
you're gonna go.
All right.
We're gonna go look at the
And then
places
do
we
you-
want to see.
We
them.
may
Do you
ask your
actually-
opinion too.
Do you actually
That's a group decision.
Does it have to be in Gardena?
No, it'll
No.
be somewhere local, it's based
He's
on his
joking.
zip code. Oh, yeah, sorry. I just, from
You
when I
actually
did this
live-
with my mom last year.
Go ahead and turn off the.
Yes.
I
that would
think
be
the
nice.
bag is
Yeah.
empty.
He
Oh,
had,
yeah, it's, there's, the doctor discontinued it, so.
Do you actually
Yeah.
live in
he
the
asked the
place?
question, do you actually live
Yeah.
there? If
Yes.
you would reside there?
You would
for-
reside there for a while
Yes.
to
Just
bring
for-
pictures of Jackie.
like Faye did last year.
After her stroke,
Remember?
Who?
Faye.
mom.
Sorry.
Faye was in one for like a couple weeks.
yeah, my mom.
Sandra's mom, Faye.
He's not.
Yeah.
You still
What?
want a little more? Do you want
What's
any
an
more,
e-pulse?
any more from the tray here, or are you all done? This
No,
is,
I'm all done.
you sure there's like some orange juice and stuff?
Yeah.
Dr. Enright ordered you regular food now. You don't have to eat it if you don't want to, but just
Okay.
because you've
Maybe
been
we
just
should give him
doing
some
it.
some Carafate with that.
Yeah, she's got, well, this was a protonic strip for his stomach.
I just thought something to coat it, maybe. I'll put an order in.
Okay.
Carafate.
Okay, yeah, he was like a little nauseous. Yesterday he was super nauseous. Today a lot better. He went through the clear liquid real easily, so I
Yeah.
did the full liquid. So we could try the general diet, but
Yeah, I'm
it's up
just
to
saying,
you.
I want to have the Carafate because he has
To
those
help out.
ulcerations.
Yeah, that would be nice.
And he's a bad boy with
He's
the
a bad-
diet.
Yeah,
He's a bad boy from a diet.
All right.
Okay.
I'll put it in.
as long as he has a
awesome.
glass
That'd
of
be
wine.
helpful. And then the protonics will just be IV push.
Okay, and if he tries to get a martini or a Bloody Mary, no.
Okay,
Oh, he'll
darn.
try.
But I'll have one for him.
All right,
He'll
let me
try.
Go ahead and
Thanks,
take this out.
You
All
have
right,
a
thank
fight on
you.
your hands.
You guys need anything? You're all okay?
Good, thank you.
Thank you very much.
How do we do the e-pulse?
Here, so you can sign in right now. Actually, we have an electronic version of that P form. Right
I
here.
had to do that 6
That we can
times for my
actually put it
dad,
and I'll print it
What?
out.
that direct.
Oh yeah.
Hang in there.
Can I borrow the walker?
Yes.
You need one of those with a seat
Did
on
you
it.
see Steve Hunter, your thing?
Can I steal
No.
your seat while
Oh,
you're
did-
doing
oh.
that?
Take it.
Thank you.
If I did, he didn't say anything to me.
Yeah.
I don't know who he was. It was so busy. I was
I guess,
busy.
I guess
I
he
mean-
does it with the Munsters thing. That's his brother.
Butch. Right?
Butch,
Yeah.
yeah.
I've met Butch a couple times.
Yeah.
Like power, these things go through your name.
But they weren't
Who,
there. He
Pitch
was.
Patrick?
Yeah.
I used to hang out with him.
Oh yeah.
So did Ross.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
No,
my
Ron-
mom was friends with his mom.
That's how
When
it
he was
started.
just first on the show, I used to go out and party with him. Well, I was younger.
He partied. I know
He was
that.
partying, yeah.
I know you did too.
He had like a